So this year's Spooktober Spectacular is kind of accidentally leading up to the release of Digimon Adventure 02 The Beginning on October 27th. Not that Bandai or Toei have sponsored me about that movie's release. There's not even any screenings announced near where I live. It looks like there's going to be a US screening on November 8th, the day before my birthday, and I'm not going to be in the US to see it until a week after. But I'm still going to give away an Imperialdramon Dragon Mode precious gem figure, dagnammit. More details on that later. But you know, during Spooktober's past, we've explored what it might look like if the 02 partners use the Dark Digimental to Dark Armor Digivolve. We've explored Dark DNA Digivolutions. But you know what? Somehow over 4 Spooktober Spectaculars we still haven't explored yet. What if the 02 cast just regular old Dark Digivolved? What if each individual champion, just like Greymon to Skull Greymon in Adventure, or indeed Greymon to Virus Metal Greymon as caused by the Digimon Emperor himself, happened to all the Digimon Adventure 02 partners? Well, on today's video, myself and some of the most talented artists in the Digimon game are gonna find out.
It's Karnman Spooktober Spectacular!
What is up, Darkside companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome back to Karn Spooktober Spectacular. And if it's not welcome back, make sure you subscribe right now! Sorry, I tapped into my own darkness. You can heal me by hitting the subscribe button. That worked? That cheap? Good. I like cheap. So our first Digimon Adventure 02 partner to Dark Digivolve is Gatomon, a member of both the Adventure and 02 parties, who we twisted into Lamiamon, drawn by some guy 944. We wanted a Dark Digivolution for Gatomon that felt unique from Lady Devimon, or existing Darker Evos, while still also fulfilling a purpose and homaging Gatomon's darkness. We also currently don't actually have an official Lamia Digimon. Lamia are kind of like snake women, snake humans. The closest we have is Eirias Gamma from Digimon Story Lost Evolution. So Lamiamon is intended to be our very first Lamia Digimon, but also intended to act as a Dark Evo for Gatomon, specifically like a Prevo for Lilithmon or Nidhoggmon. Lilithmon is often associated with Lady Devimon, and Lady Devimon is the dark counterpart to Angemon, so that makes sense to us. But Lamiamon is also clad in dark armor, which some of you may have noticed is based on the armor of Skull Knightmon and Dark Knightmon, the evil forms Gatomon became and was redeemed from in Digimon Adventure 2020. So while in this video these Dark Digivolutions are specifically for the Digimon Adventure 02 and original Adventure canon, I still think it's fun to fold in elements from other continuities like Adventure 2020 to kind of future-proof these designs a little bit and add more elements that are fun. So she can now also be a member of Dark Knightmon's army, for instance. And similar to our video where we evolved Morphomon into Tyrimon, those snake-like and armored elements give her more versatility. She could become Tactimon, she could become Nidhoggmon, a variety of other snake-like, feminine, armored Digimon you can think of. She also has cat ears on the top here, keeping her true to Gatomon, which could make her a Prevo for Anubismon and stuff like that. Or maybe even Ragglemon or Racielmon. Lamiamon is a cold and calculating military commander. She is said to be as effective on the battlefield as she is behind closed doors, manipulating and ensnaring her friends and foes to do her bidding. The darkness has totally enveloped the pure light of her original Gatomon form, and she now mercilessly slaughters her way through the digital world, suffocating one enemy to death with her Lamia Lament, while lopping another's head off using her blade, and it's Hell's Butcher signature move. Then is our Angemon Dark Digivolution. For this, I asked HLR to create something familiar or similar to Digimon like G.E.M, Skull Satamon, and even Neo Devimon, to tie in again to those existing Fallen Angel type Digimon, but also something that specifically works for Angemon, and that resulted in Ankylomon, named after Askelaon, the lance or sword that St. George supposedly used to kill the dragon. Some places also name the dragon Askelaon, or even the place where the battle happened, but an evil dragon kind of being an analogy for Satan is what we're going for here. HLR nailed this design with this beastly, almost Lugarmon-esque bottom half, and the tainted Devimon adjacent upper body. The incorporation of black wings alongside one bone wing is genius, making this tangentially connected still to Skull Greymon, our inspiration for this video. It's also bearing intense stigmata. It has been pierced through its entire torso, a reference to St. George's slaying of the dragon, but the staff's colour is almost reminiscent of Angemon's staff and hair, maybe one last act by Angemon to try and stop himself from falling to the darkness. And like I kind of touched touched on, and the same with Lamiamon, Ankylomon can fit into a lot of situations. It can be a Dundevimon Prevo, a Demon Prevo, an evolution for Sangloopmon even, and what I pitched it as, a Shadow Seraphimon Prevo. Ankylomon is one of the most wicked Digimon to ever stain the digital world. Only when an Angemon's mind, body, and spirits have fully been consumed by darkness is Ankylomon born. It punishes saints and sinners indiscriminately, and is often seen charging across the battlefield in service to its beloved Lamiamon. It rips and shreds at enemies in extreme glee, and unleashes its internal darkness as a signature attack, the Seven Circles Eraser. And hey kids, custom art costs money. Plus, you know, we're kind of doing a huge giveaway, so I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, BUYEE. You know this by now, BUYEE is a proxy service getting you access to amazing goods from Japan through Yahoo Japan auctions and shopping, Mercari, Rakuten, PayPay Flea Market, and a ton more. When you sign up for BUYEE with my link in the description, BUYEE will give you a 10% coupon towards any purchase you make with them. And once you've signed up for BUYEE with my link in the description, why haven't you done it yet? 10% off free coupon. You can also check out our G.E.M giveaway for an Imperialdramon Dragon Mode Precious Gem figure. This is a very high quality Digimon Adventure 02 figure. We're definitely celebrating the upcoming release of Digimon Adventure 02 The Beginning on October 27th in Japan, and other screenings in other countries. I'm fine. But if you want to dull my pain a little bit, please do make sure you enter that giveaway. You get a bunch of bonus entries for doing things like following me and BUYEE on social media, joining their Discord, sharing your BUYEE purchases, and there is a daily free entry too to help you maximize your potential of winning this giveaway. So thank you to BUYEE for sponsoring this video, letting me pay some wonderful artists, and let's get to the next 02 Dark Digivolution, and that is Aquilamon. For its Dark Digivolution, I wanted something that felt a little bit more evocative of Sethmon, the kind of dark love armor Digivolution, but also an ultimate bird Digimon that could rival Garudamon, which is why I recruited Rubix to Dark Digivolve Aquilamon to Pyasarmon, getting its name from the Native American monster and art depicting that monster, the Pyasar bird, which is what informed design decisions from Rubix, such as the antlers and claws, and even those wings. While yes, Hawkmon and Aquilamon and even Halsamon already have red wings, the Pyasar bird also does, so that naturally tied together for this design. Now those familiar feathers of Hawkmon and Aquilamon are tattered and damaged from its many battles. And as I said, its Native American origins nicely match Garudamon, who is a very common Aquilamon evo, and also of course Berdramon's evolution, tying in specifically to Yoli's connection to the Crest of Love. Not as a main feature, but more that just because so commonly Aquilamon does seem to digivolve into Garudamon in other media. Pyasarmon is a terrifying Dark Digivolution, and commander of carrion bird Digimon like Vulturemon. Unlike many other Dark Digivolutions, Pyasarmon possesses a fierce intellect, and while being dark and corrupted, is very aware of what it is doing. It sees everyone who opposes it as a personal offense, and rains down hellish fury like a spurned lover with its prey ripper. So with Ankylomon and kind of Vmon, Armadillomon, and Hawkmon all being ancient Digimon, and the idea of dinosaur bones being dug up, and you know, Ankylomon's a dinosaur, as well as that association with Angemon and the resultant Shakuamon, kinda tying Ankylomon to general religiousness and, let's be honest, specific Christian imagery, all those things combined with the idea of the world turtle, creating this absolutely inspired Ankylomon Dark Digivolution Gravemon, drawn by Weirdomon. If Shakuamon is an angel in heaven, this demon is the whole graveyard. Reminding me a little of Anima from Final Fantasy X, which I'm very, very fond of, Gravemon is a literal graveyard of the digital world, with other skull Digimon exploding from its tomb, and even a dark church with a Devimon or Apocalypse style figure presiding over it. Chained up and sealed away in the dark area, Gravemon is said to be able to assimilate the Digi-Core of Digimon, so thoroughly vanquished they have no way to reform as Digi-Eggs. Some of the strongest willed dead and dark Digimon reside inside Gravemon, and it is said are capable of breaking out when Gravemon's dark energy is at its strongest. Gravemon lashes out indiscriminately, which makes its tombstone pulverizer using its tail from its time as an Ankylomon all the more destructive. It is also capable of unleashing its rotting dark miasma as a powerful area of effect energy and poison attack known as Death's Exhumation. And then our penultimate Dark Digivolution is for Stingmon, who Dark Digivolves into Berserk Stingmon, drawn by Alltrade. I picture in this scenario perhaps the Digimon Emperor's cruel treatment almost warp digivolves his partner Wormmon to Berserk Stingmon. Wormmon, tapping into its grief and pain, and its treatment of what is supposed to be its partner, jumps 2 whole stages of darkness. Berserk Stingmon is inspired like Stingmon himself by Kamen Riders, in particular this time Dark Kamen Riders, like Kamen Rider Kuga Rising Ultimate Dark Eye and Kamen Rider Dark Kabuto. I love some touches All Trade added, like the gold armor and exposed Digicore, but you may notice these wings are slightly familiar. That's because I also pitched him as a new re-evolution for Grand Kuwagamon and Grandis Kuwagamon. Dynabeamon is great, but I thought it would be fun to have something stripped of XV-Mon influence and truly evil, and that lends itself nicely from Stingmon into Gran and then Grandis Kuwagamon. Berserk Stingmon is an unthinking, unemotional killing machine. It employs every single part of its body to massacre, from its insect kick utilizing its strong feet and legs, to its razor wing, and finally the destructive stinging strike, which can silence two opponents at the same time with the spikes and claws on each hand. And finally is our XV-Mon Dark Digivolution. I always thought it was a shame that in a season sequelizing and homaging Digimon Adventure, that in 02, with Davis and Vmon being foils to the Digimon Emperor for the first chunk of the season, it was just Agumon that got to Dark Digivolve again. And with the incredibly limited amount of Vmon family variants, basically exclusively just black variants for XV-Mon and Imperialdramon, I thought it was time Weirdomon took XV-Mon and twisted his courage and friendship to Dark Digivolve him to this. Of course, an homage to Skull Greymon. It feels very appropriate to me that XV-Mon, who carries Greymon's torch in 02, would finally have his own Skull evolution. The wings come from XV-Mon himself, but in the process also makes this Digimon feel a bit like Skull Balukimon, which is very popular, especially with me, as the Garurumon equivalent to Skull Greymon. It's not official in any capacity, we don't have an actual Skull Garurumon, but I kind of think Skull Balukimon is as good as it could be anyway. So connecting it to what in my mind is a Garurumon Skull Digimon and a Greymon Skull Digimon unifies that courage and friendship half of Davis Crests. As far as names go for this guy, yeah, my brain went all kinds of silly places. Extinctmon, XO Skellymon, but let's be honest, based on existing Digimon naming conventions, this lad would just be Skull XV-Mon. Some details I love here are that the muscles are still clinging on to this ghastly form, with the dark energy holding the corrupted Digimon together, manifesting in wings and that iconic XV shape, perhaps being what keeps some of that muscle tissue in place. The Dark Digivolution has also filled this Digimon with the evil eye, red eyes duplicated in the skull, but also the pelvis and all along the bony tail. This would be a great Digimon for a lot of different purposes. Machinedramon Prevo, like Skull Greymon. Evo into Abaddamon, also Grand Kuwagamon or Grandis Kuwagamon. Imperialdramon Fighter Mode Black. Lots of potential. Skull XV-Mon is an abomination from ancient times. Never believed possible, but when the ties in its heart are broken and it is engulfed by darkness, it is possible for an XV-Mon to lose itself completely to darkness. It fights until the bitter end with its Bone Tail Impaler and RIP Laser. If one of its bones breaks during combat, it doesn't even flinch, and immediately begins using the shattered or broken bone as improvised weaponry. And that is it! All of our Dark Digivolutions for the Digimon Adventure 02 main partners. I'm holding off on doing things like Ukomon, and as a result Terriermon and Lopmon, because I don't know what's happening with Ukomon yet as of time of recording. We're definitely going to revisit the idea of like movie exclusive partner evolutions or side partner evolutions like we did with Manoa and Oikawa at the start of this month, but don't worry too much, other partners will be addressed in time. Just some absolutely great work from the artist here. I absolutely love every single piece in this video. Make sure you go follow all of them, and enter that BUYEE giveaway for an Imperialdramon Dragon Mode Precious Gem figure. Thank you to my Sovereigns, ZDK14, J-Mon, and Mickey D343 holding it down, as well as my DigiDestin, my Tamers, my Karn Club. Becoming a channel member, like $2 a month, get you early access to all my videos, so I highly suggest you do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we go dark. Bye bye!